Hi everyone, first of all, Happy New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas as well. Sorry I haven't been doing too many videos over this Christmas holidays, but as everyone's enjoying the holidays, so am I guess. So this video has 3 separate videos in it. I just couldn't be bothered to upload it separately, so yeah. So as you've seen in the intro, there's 3 separate parts. The first part I'm going to talk about the animes that are starting in January, or at least around January. The second part I'll be discussing advising you on how to buy manga, and lastly I'll be going over the new hit series that have been greenlit to do anime. That's Medaka Box as well, and Kuroko no Basuke. Medaka Box, I'll do reviews on it later on. I was actually going to do chapter reviews, but that'll take too long, so I'm going to do like arc reviews. Hopefully I'll be finished before the anime starts. Kuroko no Basuke, I haven't actually read the manga, but I hear it's very good. So I'll probably watch the anime first, see how it is, and if the story is good enough, then I'll probably read the manga. Yeah, so okay then, I hope you enjoyed the following videos. Please leave comments, subscribe, tick like or whatever. Okay, catch you later. Hi everyone, this video is just basically discussing the animes that are going to be released in January. So if you've looked at my channel page, then you would have noticed that I have a list of these animes that were starting. They're just some of them, not all of the animes. Yeah, so this video I'm just going to go through some of them, and hope you like this. I'll also put links to their trailers in the description below, and hopefully somewhere around here I'll pop a little picture of these animes I'll be explaining, and probably if you click on them it will take you to the trailer as well. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Natsume Yujin Choshi, or Natsume Book of Friends. This is the 4th season that's going to start. It's going to start in January the 2nd, so that's something to look forward to. If you've seen, or even if you've read the previous episodes or chapters, then you know how good it is. It is a shoujo manga. I actually find the anime better than the manga. The manga is good, but from an artistic point of view. The anime is better if you're following the story itself. The thing is that every time I watch the anime, I feel sorry for it, because it could be such a good shonen manga. It's such good material. Like, imagine instead that Natsume was controlling the yokai, or governing the land, or protecting the land with these yokai he has in his Book of Friends. But it's a shoujo manga, what can you say? And anyway, so the next... actually, before I go on to it, so in this season, in the last season, sorry, we saw a few other exorcists, I guess you could call them. So in this season, hopefully we will see them again. I think one of them was called Matuba. He was like the evil dude, the evil exorcist or whatever. Natsume, unlike these other people who can see yokai, he seems to understand them a little bit more. Although he kind of hates seeing these yokai, in the last season he's starting to like understand and appreciate his ability, you could say. So in this season I'm looking forward to see maybe I don't know, him helping more, in a more complicated situation between these exorcists, the yokai, and I don't know, the normal people. So just had to wait and see what it is. I have not read the rest of the manga. As I said, I just can't read it anymore. So I hope this anime will be good. Okay, so the next anime I'm going to talk about is New Prince of Tennis. Yes, New Prince of Tennis. That's what it's called. New Prince of Tennis is actually a separate manga from Prince of Tennis. It's done by the same artist. It's the same story in principle, but Prince of Tennis is one manga and it ends. It's complete. The series is finished. But then afterwards, I think the mangaka wanted to do more. So the Prince of Tennis started like in 1999. I can't remember when it ended, but it'll be around 2008 or something like that. And in 2009, that's when they began doing New Prince of Tennis. I don't read the manga, so I do not know the story, but I've watched the episodes. I heard it's not all the manga chapters. It doesn't reflect the whole manga itself. So I might give this a go. I did get kind of bored of it, but if you're a fan of sport manga, then I guess you can watch this. This will be starting in January the 4th. So just have to wait until then. Another series you've heard of is probably Zero no Tsukaima. That's the one. It's like this human from the human realm is summoned by a magician or a magical girl, whatever, and it's all kind of romance, ecchi, and things like that. But this season is actually going to be the final season. That's why it's called Zero no Tsukaima Final. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, so this is the fourth and final season of this anime. I have actually watched the other 3 seasons. I don't know why, but I find it interesting. You know, it just stimulates your imagination, I guess. Not the ecchi kind of way, but you know the. Anyway, so the next the next anime is I'm going to talk about is called Amagami SS. This one is the new anime. The new season, I should say, is Agami SS Plus. The last season was called Agami SS, I think it was. And this anime is actually based on a game. It's like one of these kind of girl conquest games where you have to like conquer a girl. I don't know, try and make her fall in love with you. Blah blah blah. This is one of these Japanese games. I've never actually tried them. I don't think I will, but they basically based this anime. They actually made the manga first, based on the game, and then now they made the anime. This is the second season, so I've only watched the first few episodes of the first season, so I can't exactly comment on how good it is or if it's bad or whatever. But I guess you just have to, if you're a fan of the first season, then I guess continue on. So I think that's all the seasons that you probably heard about before that will be continuing on, with a new season. So I'm going to talk about now the new mangas. No, sorry, what am I saying? Mangas all the time. The new animes that will be starting in January. Completely new first season. So I've actually seen the trailer of it. Well, all these anime I'm talking about, I've already seen the trailer, and this one actually kind of stood out. I don't know why. I find it really amusing. You could say very funny. It's called Kill Me Baby. It's a seinen anime. Seinen anime or seinen manga when they created the manga, but I was surprised when I found out it was seinen. If you don't know what I mean by seinen, there's different kind of mangas. Like there's kodomo, which means child, so child manga. There's a shonen, that's what we all, well, I guess probably some of you read. That's a shonen manga, so that's like One Piece, things like that. There's also seinen manga. Shonen is like a young man. I think you could say young man, young adult. Seinen, I'm not sure why it translates in Japanese, but it's just after shonen. After you're older, I guess. I think it's aimed for like 20 to 30, 40-year-olds. And on the girls' side, there's shoujo, which is young girl, or young lady, and then there's Jose. No, not Jose. Is it Gose? Gose? No. Something like that. I think it's Jose. Jose. Something like that. Anyway, that's like the female version of seinen. Anyway, so this Kill Me Baby, have a look at the trailer. I saw the artwork and I thought it was like a Kodomo manga or something shonen manga or anime, like Lucky Star, because the artwork is well, it's like that. It's not exactly the same like Lucky Star, but if you have a look at Lucky Star, it's that kind of simple, chibi kind of artwork. Yeah, so this story, this Kill Me Baby, basically it follows the school life of a normal person, well, a normal girl I should say, normal girl and her classmate who's actually an assassin, and it's quite supposed to be a comedy, and it's, well, the trailer itself drew me in, so I'm going to try and give that a go. Yeah, so I advise you, that's one of the animes I advise you. Oh, another thing is that this will probably be a very short anime. Probably be like each episode 10 to 12 minutes long, because the manga is only a 4-panel manga, so it'll probably be very short, each episode very short. Maybe 26 episode, 12 minutes, not very long at all. It doesn't take too much of your time, so that's a good thing. The next anime I'll be talking about is called Brave 10. When I saw the picture of this, I said, oh right, another one of these animes. It reminded me of, when I watched the trailer, it reminded me of Sengoku Basara. Basara? Yeah, Basara. It's set in the Sengoku era in Japan, and it's something like fighting between these different clans and all this, but the fighting scenes just reminded me of Sengoku Basara. If you've seen Sengoku Basara, then you know how the fighting scenes are. It's like, it's not actually sword, it's like some kind of weird energy around their blades or around themselves. And I have to admit, it looks quite good, so I might give that a go. So, yeah. So the next anime on my list is called Papa no Ru Koto no Kiki Nasai. Yes, I can't speak very fast in Japanese. So this story is very strange indeed. I'm going to definitely give this anime a go. Basically, what happened is that in this anime is, how should I explain this? A guy's older sister is in junior high, and she actually gets married while in junior high to a middle-aged man, and they get married and have children, and the younger brother of the girl who got married, he's now, this was in the past, and now he's a freshman student in university. So he's around probably, I don't know, 18 to 20 years old. I don't know the age people are in Japan when they enter university. Here it's around 18-ish. Yes, so from what happened is that his sister, she goes on a trip, and while she's on a trip, she tells her brother to look after her daughters. So he has to look after his 3 nieces. I think it's 3 nieces, 3 or 2. 3 nieces. He has to look after 3 nieces, and while they're on a trip, like I said, they go missing. So now these 3 sisters might have to go into the system where they have to live for, I don't know, a foster home or something like that. So instead, the older brother says he's thinking maybe I should adopt them or look after them as their guardian, because I am a relative. Why not look after them? Of course, financially, I don't know how he could support them, because he is a freshman student at university. So, but this is supposed to be a comedy. So I'm going to definitely give it a go. Have a look at the trailer and see if you like it. If not, just carry on. Now the next few animes, I've watched the trailers and I'm not really, gonna be bothered explaining what they are or what they're about. So I'm just gonna roughly talk about them. Show a little picture here. So the next one is called Ariano Kishi. Ariano Kishi. This is a football or sports anime. It's football. Football. Yeah, you Americans all around the world, they probably call it soccer. So either soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. It's one of these mangas or anime. Sorry. So I'm not a fan of sport anime. I really am not. So, well, if you are, then give it a go. But I can't really comment on sport animes. The next one is called. The next anime, sorry, I'm talking about is called High School DxD or DD. It is an ecchi anime. So if you like stuff like that, ecchi animes, then give it a go. I might watch the first episode just to see how it is, but yeah, it doesn't seem very interesting. The next one is called, the next anime is called Nisei Monogatari. Nisei Monogatari is it's done by the same artist and story writer as Bake Monogatari. Gatari. Basically, it's a sequel to Bake Monogatari. If you don't know what Bake Monogatari is, I'll try and put another picture here and a trailer link to it and have a look at that. And I just don't like the way it's portrayed. It's just kind of too, I wouldn't say abstract, but it's just a bit too out there, you could say. It works your mind. I just want to watch an anime that just say, the job's all done for me, Anyway, so the next one is Black Star Rock Shooter. I watched the trailer, I looked at the pictures, I read the story. It's not very interesting, but have a look at the trailer yourself and decide for yourself. Inubaku, I watched the trailer. It's something like to do with master and servant, something like that. And then something else, I can't read properly. Anator, something like that. Probably I wrote it wrong. I'll put a picture here anyway, so just check it out yourself. Yeah. So anyway, these links are also in the description below. Watch them and decide which one you want to watch or don't want to watch. So this January offers, I would say, a fair amount of good animes. But I'm looking forward to spring. That's when Medaka Box as well as Kuroko no Basuke is going to come out as an anime. I might do a video on that soon. I'll see how it goes. Anyway, okay, thanks. This is a guide on buying manga. I've been getting messages and been advising people on how to buy manga or places to buy manga, so I thought, what the heck, I might as well make videos myself about this, giving you a guide basically. So there's three important things I consider when buying manga: the price, the publisher, and the language. You should, well, of course, language, because for example, Asia.com, you can buy manga there. They do manga in quite a few languages. They do it in Japanese, and I think they do it in Korean. English, I think they do it in Amazon, for example, they do it in English, French, and even German. So you have to have a look and see whether, what language is for you. Of course, they have different publishers for different language, but for example, in England, you can get two publishers for the same manga. For example, for One Piece, you can get Viz Media, but they're American based, but they're still English translation. And there's one that's UK based. I think it's called Golart's printing or something like that, and the quality of the artwork, the printing itself of the artwork and the translation is quite poor compared to Viz. So I would advise you to get Viz Media manga. But for example, other publishers do better than Viz. I consider Del Rey that publish Fairy Tail. I think it's called Del Rey. Their translation is excellent. I'm really impressed by it. So you have to have a look and see what you find better. But I would advise you to get Viz and Del Rey. Basically, make sure you have a look when you buy it, the publisher's name. I said language, I said the publisher, and the last thing is where to buy it, the price. There's many shops that sell it online. Yes, Asia, like I said before. There's CD Japan, that's where I buy it. But you can also buy it from Amazon.jp. That's the Amazon Japanese branch of Amazon. But the prices are quite cheap. It's actually cheaper than it is for the English editions. They're like £3 something. But the problem is the shipping cost is such a killer. That's what brings the price up. So the Japanese might pay £3 for a manga, but I might have to pay £4 or £5 for the same manga, including the shippings. My advice for you as well is try and buy it in lots, like a block. Don't buy just one or two. If you want to buy loads of manga, then buy loads of mangas. Maybe the price works out cheaper. If you want to buy one and two, then that's up to you. Buy one and two. But the shipping price might be, not the shipping price, but the average price, I should say. The average price might be much higher. What else should I say? Yes, I've been also getting messages from a YouTuber advising me to, explaining the difference between the English versions and the Japanese versions. So I got one piece right here. This is One Piece, the Viz edition, so Viz Media. Front, back, side. There's no slip cover. The printing is okay, I consider, and the quality of the translation is okay. The one thing I noticed when I read the first volume, straight away I noticed that in the English translation they call him the King of the Pirates, right? The King of the Pirates sounds okay, but in the Japanese edition, which I have right here, Luffy says he wants to be the Pirate King, and to me that actually sounds much cooler. I don't know why, it just sounds better. He wants to become the Pirate King. He doesn't want to become King of the Pirates, he wants to become the Pirate King. I know it's the same meaning, but it sounds better. So yeah, like I was saying to that YouTuber, I actually find holding the Japanese version better. I don't know, it just feels easier to hold, you could say. Of course they have slip covers. Some people think it's a good thing, some people think it's a bad thing. They say it's slip, but look, I'm holding it just from the coat itself and it's not slipping. I guess it depends how you hold it. But yeah. So the slip cover, another thing you might notice, I should show you. This is Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan. I'll be reviewing it soon. So front, side, back. This one's also with no slip cover. This is by Viz Media as well. Translation, this seems to be okay. It's good translation. What could I say? Oh yes. But here's the Japanese version. Front, back, and side. This is also published in Weekly Shonen Jump, as the same as One Piece, but when you take the cover off, it's completely different artwork. underneath, so it's not the same. It's not like a watermark like the some mangas you get. You see, if you take the back bit off as well, it's completely different. So some mangakas, it's up to them really, because the editors approach them and say, okay, we would like you to do the front cover, draw the front cover for the manga. What they have in mind is just this, right? But then it's up to the mangaka, because they know when you buy manga in Japan that it's a slipcover. So it's up to the mangaka whether to have something underneath. And I'm not sure about Bakuman, but nearly all the Japanese manga have something else underneath. And you're not 100% guaranteed that it will be in the English translation, in the Viz Media or any other translation for that matters. Another thing is, the same YouTuber asked me whether scenes are censored. First he asked me whether it's censored in the Shonen Jump in the English edition, but I have not actually read a Shonen Jump in an English edition, only Japanese. So I can't exactly comment on it, but I would think they would censor it. Probably they will censor language, because in some manga there is not swearing but rude language, and the translation team might have a bit of a problem to translate it, because they had to consider the age and then the language itself. So that's one thing. And if it's like a nude scene or a semi-nude scene, you know, where it's like steam and just covering the parts, you know, the private parts, then I'm not actually sure, but I think they might censor it a little bit more. Like To Love Ru, that was printed in Weekly Shonen Jump as well, and that was quite ecchi. But I'm not actually sure, but I would think that when they printed it out in Weekly Shonen Jump in America, the Viz edition, I think it's the Viz edition, they would censor it, either completely get rid of it, or I don't know, cut it off a bit, probably, or something like that. I don't know, but I would think if you buy the actual volume itself, I'm not sure if they publish To Love Ru, but if they did, they would probably leave the ecchi scenes as they were in the Japanese version. That's another thing I've noticed with with Viz Media. They would leave it as the Japanese mangaka wanted it. I think I've mentioned everything for how to buy manga. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, message me, comment or whatever. Just get in touch with me and I'll answer you back ASAP. Okay, thanks. One thing I forgot to mention is that if you're a collector, then the thing that you have to take into consideration is the printing. What printing it is. For example, this one piece I have, if you look towards the back of the volume, this is Japanese by the way, it says here, I don't know if you can see it, it says the first printing was in 1997 and the 99th printing in 2011. So that means this volume I have is the 99th printing of One Piece. So this in the future won't exactly be worth much, let's say, worth much, may not even be worth as much as I bought it. But for example, if I compare this one, this is volume 64. Yes, if you have a look at the back again, see, it says 2011 first printing. So this is the first printing of volume 64. So that means in the future this is probably worth much more than this 99th printing of One Piece. So if you're buying it from a collector's standpoint of view, then you have to take into consideration the printing, right? Hi everyone, this video I'm going to talk about Medaka Box and Kuroko no Basuke. These mangas were greenlit late last year for anime, so they've started production and they've actually released a promo video. The links are in the description below. I don't know if I can, but I'll try and have some kind of video playing here in the meantime. So first I'm going to talk about Kuroko no Basuke. Kuroko no Basuke was, when it was released, it was fairly average in ranks, and it was as new series do, they do well, they do bad, but most of the time it kind of held its ranks. If you have a look at my rankings, you can see that Kuroko no Basuke doesn't really fall into the 2-digit ranking numbers, so it's a very, the people in Japan really like Kuroko no Basuke. It is a sports manga. It's based on basketball. So I have not actually read the manga, but it's apparently pretty good. So I'll probably read the. I'll probably watch the anime before deciding whether to read the manga. But yeah, the artwork is very good. From what I've seen in the promo. Yeah, so I advise you to give it a go. It'll come out in spring. Both these animes will come out in spring, both Kuroko no Basuke and Medaka Box. Alright, then I'll go on to Medaka Box. Medaka Box, as I mentioned on my channel, when probably in another video, I don't know when, I'll be doing reviews on them. I was going to do chapter reviews, but now I'm going to do arc reviews. If not, we'll be here forever. So Medaka Box, I've actually read the manga, so I know what it's about. Everyone calls it the Dark Horse manga, because no one actually anticipated that it would become such a large hit that it is now. If you want to talk about battle mangas in general, Medaka Box don't really fit its the criteria, as you could say, because Medaka Box is more like a psychology kind of manga. There's a lot of writing in it, so you have to sit down and read the manga. There are obviously battle scenes, and I think that's when it hit off, with the Japanese people, and it's just the ranks just got higher and higher and higher, and now it's just maintaining its rank. So yes, it's really having an anime also in spring. I'm really looking forward to it. How should I say? It's very funny. It's not very funny. The comedy part is very good. It's not too funny. It's just the right balance of everything, but it's just a lot of, getting your head around it. Well, when you start reading the manga, it just kind of seems a bit sad. It reminds you of Skate Dance. Yes, I think Skate Dance came up before. Yeah, it reminds you of Skate Dance because it's Skate Dance. I think I pronounced it right. Basically, it's just like a group of people. They're in a club and they're trying to help people around the school, with things, I don't know, like bullying or whatever. So Medaka Box is basically a girl, but she's not just any ordinary girl. She's like very talented. She's good at everything she does, and as a freshman, she became the president of the school council, which is next to impossible, really. And she became the president, and she came up with the idea of having a Medaka Box, after her name obviously. And in this Medaka Box, if you have any worries or any concerns that you need help with, or problems, or like I said, then you just put whatever it is into the Medaka Box, and the council will take it and they will have a look at it and they try to sort the problem out. The first problem I think was they got a request to try and get rid of these kind of delinquents in the kendo hall. But instead of actually getting rid of them, she actually kind of sorted them out, you could say. don't know how to explain it in a better term, but just set them straight, you know, go down the right path in life, or whatever you want to call it. So I actually thought it was kind of okay when I started reading it, but then it started getting more and more interesting. You find out there's abnormal people in the school that have abilities, or you know, they're like superhuman it's not superhuman, but they have talents that normal people don't have. And Medaka is also one of these people, but she's an exception because she's you could almost say an abnormal among the abnormal even. She's just incredible, and her power, I think, is something called the End, I think. Sorry. And well, if you read the manga or watch the anime when it comes out, you see more about her ability. But then the story goes on later on about meeting these kind of, not abnormal, but almost you could say subnormal. They're like, instead of having abilities that improves them or make them better, they have abilities that almost like degrades them or make them a danger to society or to themselves, or to their emotions. This is what this manga is all about. It's like emotions, your mind. It's really, you have to sit down, read it, think about like, oh yeah, like. Another thing that happened, well, not recently, about maybe 100 chapters back, not 100 chapters, more like 50 or 80 chapters back, is that the mangaka, I should say the writer, because this Medaka Box. Is it Medaka Box? Yes, Medaka Box is called. Was created by two people. It's a team again, like Bakuman. The writer as well as the illustrator or the artist. So it's actually incredible, really, because coming up with a story like that is pretty good on its own, but to actually do artwork for it, it's just, you know, wow. So they're a really good team. I can't remember the names on the top of my head, but when I do the reviews, I'll let you know. So yeah, so like I'm saying, try and give that a go. I'll do the reviews for it maybe in a few months' time when I get done with, I don't know, Machiko or whatever, the other reviews. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. As I said, I'll put the links to the promo below in the description. So yeah, have a look, see what you think. I have to warn you that these promos are just promos, so they won't have too many things in it. Maybe just a picture, a few writings. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.